I'm Donna, an OpenSciEd teacher. Today we'll be diving into B.4 Lesson 6. This is an incredible lesson with a great transfer task that has students investigating a phenomenon that they are very familiar with and care a lot about: antibiotic resistance. We're going to see how we got here, lesson at a glance, key moments, and material management tips and tricks. And this is a short video. All right, how we got here. So during lesson 5, we figured out our consensus model matches Darwin's theory of evolution. In this lesson, we are wondering, can we apply what we know about evolution by natural selection to another phenomenon, a novel phenomenon for us? All right, lesson at a glance. So this is a putting pieces together, take 1 day, material preparation, 5 minutes, just printing off the transfer tasks. And it is not a hands-on investigation, does not require devices, and has no additional related videos. All right, lesson at a glance. We've got 3 things happening with 1 key moment. So we're going to review our progress tracker and notes in preparation for the transfer task. I like to go over as a class our class consensus model that we created in the previous lesson as part of that navigation. And then we're going to complete the transfer task and then celebrate everything that we have figured out through the last 6 lessons, which we're going to figure out in this one, that some bacteria have traits that keep antibiotics from killing them, and there is a positive relationship between antibiotic use and antibiotic resistance. And we're wondering, are there other phenomenons we can apply our generalized model of population change to? All right, what we figure out. Some bacteria have traits that keep antibiotics from killing them, and natural selection causes an increase in the proportion of bacteria that are resistant. And if we use antibiotics less, we will slow the rate of antibiotic resistance. All right, key moments. There's one of them. Part 2, completing the transfer task. I find it helpful and it's advised to read over the scenario and allow them to ask clarifying questions. So reading the background information together. Are there any words that we would like to define as a class? And then we're going to apply our generalized consensus model to antibiotic resistance in bacteria. We're going to figure out that antibiotic use is the selection pressure, and the antibiotic resistance trait is heritable and selected for in this new environment, the environment of the antibiotic. All right, where do we go from here? We explored how natural selection causes an increase in the proportion of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So now we wonder, what impact can we have on how urbanization affects non-human population? All right, material management tips and tricks. All right, my students have fallen for, I call it the trap of this transfer task, where and it's very common, we start off by trying to apply like humans and medicine. And a lot of students know that humans can develop a tolerance for medication, that if you take a medication for a long period of time, that potentially you might need to have a higher dose of that medication for it to be just as effective. And the trap is trying to then apply that to the bacteria. So a lot of my students, the first time I did this transfer task, is they put that the bacteria were getting used to the antibiotics, that the reason why there were still some bacteria is that those were the strong bacteria. Then they developed a tolerance or got used to the antibiotics. And again, that comes from, we figured out that crossover with humans, and that humans can build up a tolerance to a medicine. So sometimes I will start by trying to address that misconception from the very beginning, being like, all right, and I give them a different example than medicine. Like, can humans grow tolerance to no oxygen? And then all of them were like, no, of course. I'm like, okay, so how can we think about that with the bacteria? Another common misconception is that the bacteria that are growing, and you can see one of the pictures from the transfer task here, that the bacteria that are growing are a new strain. And then I'll be like, well, where did that new strain come from? What do we mean by new strain? And a lot of times then they'll say, oh, well, these are bacteria that don't get killed by the antibiotic. I'm like, oh, could they be the same type of bacteria, but maybe they had a different variation of a trait? And next misconception, when antibiotics use decreases, the proportions will stay the same. And I like to, and the students, they will talk about the competing for resources. And that if you stop using antibiotics as much, now the antibiotic resistance bacteria, are they going to have to compete for resources again? And a lot of the students will say, oh yeah, they are. All right, next tips and tricks for you is there are some really great resources on the on-demand teacher support library on the website. So if you go to the website and up at the top, you click on demand teacher support library and then click on assessment, there are great articles and videos all about transfer tasks that I have found very helpful. I especially really like the video titled What Students Say About Transfer Tasks. And I found that meaningful for me to really understand how impactful the transfer tasks are for students figuring out and applying what they've learned. All right, there are no words that we co-construct and no new words that we encounter in this transfer task. And we don't have to have any poster management. All right, and that's the end of the lesson. Thank you so much. I did say it was going to be a shorter video. One thing I want to leave you with is that student engagement with this transfer task for me has been always one of the highest. And that my students, they're always excited to show me all that they've figured out. And it really is a chance for them to celebrate what they've figured out, celebrate their accomplishments, and get a like huge boost of confidence by completing this transfer task. And like I mentioned, the on-demand teacher support library is a really great resource, and I highly recommend you check it out. So thank you, and you got this.